Okay, let's dive right in today. We're taking a deep dive into some key parts of the fifth chapter of the first epistle of Peter.
Yes, it's a fascinating section, written to believers who were, really going through it, suffering, facing challenges.
Scatter across different places. And chapter 5 gives this very specific advice and encouragement.
It really does. And what's striking is how much of it feels relevant for you listening right now, maybe facing your own difficulties.
Absolutely. It's like a guide for navigating tough times. Together as a community, we'll look at leadership, humility.
How to handle anxiety. It's a big one. And standing firm when things get tough.
So it starts right off addressing the elders, the leaders. Peter calls himself a fellow elder. What's he telling them?
Well, the core is be shepherds of God's flock,
Yeah.
overseers. But the how is crucial.
Right. It says, not because you must, but because you are willing.
Yeah.
And it's meant to something about money.
Exactly. Not greedy for money, but eager to serve.
Yeah.
And then this part. Not lording it over those entrusted to you, but being examples.
Not lording it over. That feels like a really important distinction. Leading by example, not by force. Why is that so emphasized, do you think?
It's that servant leadership idea. It's about genuinely caring for the flock, not about, personal power or gain.
Mm-hmm.
There's a promise tied to it, this crown of glory, when the chief shepherd appears. A reward for that kind of faithful service.
Okay, so from leaders, he then broadens the message. Younger people should submit to older ones, but then...
But then he says, all of you, clothe yourselves with humility toward one another. It's for everyone.
Clothe yourself, like it's an action, something you actively put on. Why this focus on universal humility?
Because it's key to the community's health.
Mm.
And the reason given is, well, pretty direct.
Which is?
God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble.
Wow, opposes the proud. That's strong language. How does that impact how you understand humility?
It connects how you treat others directly to your relationship with God. Humility isn't just horizontal, it's vertical, too.
Ah, so it leads into the next bit. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand.
That he may lift you up in due time. It's about trust. Trusting God's timing and his plan for you, rather than trying to elevate yourself.
Which flows really naturally into that verse so many people know. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you.
Yes, and it's presented as an instruction, something you can actively do, especially in the midst of suffering.
It's such a comfort. Take that anxiety you're carrying and give it to God. Why?
Simply because he cares for you. It points to this deep personal care God has for you.
But right after offering that relief, the tone shifts a bit, doesn't it? It's not just about relaxation.
No, there's a call to action. Be alert and of sober mind.
Right.
Or be self-controlled and alert.
Why? Because there's a threat.
Exactly. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. That's vivid imagery.
A roaring lion, yeah, that definitely grabs your attention. How does thinking of opposition like that change how you see the need for vigilance?
It highlights the seriousness of the spiritual battle. You need to be on guard.
And the instruction is to resist him, standing firm in the faith.
Right. Hold your ground. And importantly, Peter reminds them and you that believers everywhere are facing similar struggles. You're not alone.
There's solidarity in that suffering.
Definitely. And then the chapter concludes with this incredible promise.
About what God will do after the suffering.
Yes. And the God of all grace, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast.
Restore, strengthen, make firm, and steadfast. That's quite a promise.
It's a powerful assurance of God's ultimate work in your life, bringing restoration after trials.
So looking back at this chapter, we've got servant leadership, humility as essential for everyone, casting your anxiety on a caring God.
And the call to be alert, resist the enemy, stand firm, knowing God promises to restore you.
It's all incredibly practical, even now. These aren't just old words. They speak to how you can live through challenges today.
That promise of restoration is such a powerful anchor, especially when you feel overwhelmed.
It really is, which leaves us, and maybe leaves you, with a question to chew on straight from the text.
What does it actually look like in your life, day to day, to truly cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you, especially when things are genuinely hard?